Oh, so what happened last time? You callous adventuring crew.
Oh, well, we infiltrated Oberon, the icebound island. Uh, did some ice climbing, ice climbing there. Then we entered the what's it called? Gravity
What a
temple.
trip. What a trip. Um,
Temple found an AI there. Killed some of the techno zombies. Find out some. Find out about where the what is causing this uh, gravity fluctuation problem, and standing in at a airship hangar. Gravity.
well, you might already be on the ship. I don't know. What I do know is that I want to know what your next step is going to be.
Right.
Como, how about you take the word?
We've received enough information from the AI to know that whatever they did to Lost Epoch when they were moving the generator is causing the islands to, well, I suppose fall out of orbit of sorts.
Hmm.
So our next step would probably be visiting Madeline again, landing in the temple. Since they don't have a hangar because they didn't know the true nature of it, most likely when they created it, we're just gonna end up in a courtyard.
Indeed, indeed. So, are you going to board the ship?
Yes.
You enter the ship, and inside is a luxurious layout. Um, it smells kind of musty, but otherwise it's okay. There's the soft humming of the engines as they're turning on. The little floating claw AI machine is still with you. It begins booting up the device, and it asks, "So where are we going to go?"
Madeline, if it does know what Madeline is.
It has a faint understanding. Like this AI has been listening to people, so it's like, okay, that's where that is.
Right.
Um,
Uh, was it an separate island under Madeline, if I remember correctly?
Madeline is the city as a whole. The particular island on which the generator is located is Matthias, which is also the name of the temple.
All right. Well, are we heading straight to the Temple Matthews then?
I suppose so, yes.
Uh, yeah, we try to explain where that is to that AI.
You do well enough. You just constantly point. And as you leave Oberon, you notice that the adjustments that the AI is making are having some strange side effects, or at least it might be the AI. Who knows? Because you're noticing that a lot of islands are hanging a lot lower than they used to be. Um, Navigation kind of struggles to keep everything straight because it's adjusting to the situation and circumstances. Eventually, you see Madeline dawning up behind Lost Epic as you approach. And soon enough, you have landed just outside of Matthias, on the crossroads from Area 1 to Alpha, down below. You're dragging a lot of eyes, but at the same time, you hear loud banging noises in the distance, closer towards Matthias.
Mm-hmm.
You also see a lot of strangely panicked people running around.
All right. Oh, about the islands um, going lower than usual. Is the air colder or warmer down?
Down below, and it's just temperate. So, in Madeline's specific case, it wouldn't be too much of a shift.
Yeah.
It'd be
Okay.
a bit chillier.
Wonder about the climate thing. All right. Uh, do the people seem to be panicking because of us
Oh,
or
they
because?
they They seem to be panicking for a whole slew of reasons. Like some people are shouting about gunshots, others are shouting about the islands falling. There's shouts of blasphemy. There's shouts of what the heck is that thing?
Uh, general chaos.
Yep.
Can we detect where the gravity center will be located, or the gravity pool, or what the component is called?
Well, specifically, they took the pool, like one of the main gravity matrix devices. How do you intend to detect it?
Well, I had my gravity powers. Like, could I somehow sense some fluctuations or something? And,
Difficulty 6, intelligence.
okay.
Whales on the orb.
Okay. Can I use my Numenera skill on this?
No, you're using specifically your ability to detect gravitational changes.
Right. Okay.
Is it possible for me to help him?
No, like you have no idea what the heck he's doing.
Okay.
Alright. Can I apply the gravity globe somehow as an asset on this?
Because the gravity globe is creating a local field, I will allow it as an asset. Like you're sort of fiddling with it to try and find which directions it pulls harder and which it pulls less.
Okay, so that drops it to 5. Yeah. No, nah.
There's too
Close.
much going on. With the redistributions caused by the AI, it's very difficult to say where the core exactly will be located.
Okay, well, I can't sense where it will be, but well, probably in the most important looking building.
Probably inside the temple itself, yes.
Oh, should we head out?
Yes.
All right, we hop out of the what kind of
VTO.
It's basically
Right.
sort of a plane, but with hover, like large spheres mounted on the wings that seem to provide thrust and propulsion and everything.
okay. Right, we disembark from the flying vessel and try to head towards the temple.
As you get out, you're immediately confronted by a few guards. You notice that unlike the previous guards and like priests you've seen, these are wearing a distinct blue armband. Yeah, it's made out of a piece of rag. Like it's not as official looking as the rest of their outfit.
Okay, can I?
These would be our culprits then.
No, they're asking you what the heck you're doing, like what the whole situation is about.
Okay, can I like recognize what the armband might symbolize or represent?
The best of your knowledge, they're playing a game of blue versus some other color.
Right.
But considering
That's
that they're
true
carrying
enough.
heavy ornaments, it's probably not a fun game.
No, it's not. The interesting part is that would usually indicate the culprit. Is it possible for us to discern somehow whether or not they are the original priests or not?
Oh, they are. They're wearing the floral fancy robes to the best of what you can know. These are probably part of the original clergy.
Well, yes, what I'm saying is, did they put on those armbands to discern each other from the regular priests?
I mean, they're used to discern themselves from something that also wears similar attire to them.
Yeah, this kind of fashionable.
Like it is an impromptu distinction added to their attire.
Yes, and this is what kind of throwing me out of the loop.
Why don't you just
Okay, is it
ask them?
possible?
They're standing in front of you. You can talk to them.
I know, but it's like, oh, are you the guys who were bringing the ambulance down? It's like instantly shut.
You're gonna ask them that question? They're gonna say no.
Of course they're gonna say no. That's the problem. We need to find a priest.
They still want an answer to their question. What the hell you're doing with the plane and the whole landing in the middle of a town square when people are being evacuated?
Oh, we're here to save your asses.
pretty much. We were
They
sent
they
here
they
by the
they give you a bit of a like there's a lot going on
temple's
right now.
computer.
Yeah.
We've been sent over here by the temple's computer.
They have no
And
clue what
we
the hell you're
might
talking
seem
about.
to know. I'm sorry?
They have no clue what the hell you're talking about. What computer? There's
What
no
people?
computer in the
We know what's
temples.
causing. We might know what's causing this, and we've been sent by a similar device, by a similar Numenera over here to try and help.
They still just they just kind of give up on you. Like you're not important. You're clearly just a bunch of idiots, and they just walk off back to the temple, where you now notice are a lot of barricades set up, and there seems to be the gunshots, and there's just some arrows flying around as well.
Oh,
That's interesting. Who is attacking the temple?
The priests.
like,
Mhm.
are they wearing any any kind of armbands?
They're all wearing blue armbands.
Right, right. And can we see anyone inside the temple?
Perception 3, please.
I think I have any skills. Okay, so... Ooh.
You'll notice that the
Oh.
people on the temple side are wearing red armbands.
Hmm.
Surprisingly enough.
You
Yeah.
also notice that there's a guy standing on a platform, and is shouting all kinds of like things about blasphemy and the apocalypse, and how this is treason and destroying the world, as they can all clearly see around them.
That's fair enough. Is this Xen, by the way?
Nope. In fact, you see Xen on the blue side.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Can you just ask someone what is going on? Who are those the people in the temple?
Okay, so they redirect you to Xen because she's kind of the one organizing this, because you gave her the evidence and she followed the leads. She found out who was behind it, confronted the right people about it, and now she's here explaining it all to you, and how when she explained the situation, some people got defensive, one thing led to another, and now they're kind of having to fight their way through their own people.
So, yeah,
Suffice it to say, apparently the clergy wasn't sturdy enough to survive like a single accusation.
wow. Can establish this whole thing on a
Heavy.
pretty shaky grounds.
Well, you have evidence that she doesn't have, which is like further information on the situation, so if you're willing to
Yes.
provide that to her.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll explain how them moving the pool to this temple caused this whole gravity system thing to destabilize, and now we all going to die if we don't move it back to Epoch.
So, as you say this, she like goes, "We were right," and they start shouting, "Heretic, heretic," and the whole blue side is getting more zeal and favor, eventually drowning out the megaphone as they move forwards. She says that with this all going on, like, it doesn't look like you have much time left. Like, with all the islands sinking, which may be a controlled event, it might be everything finally caving in on itself. She's getting nervous about how much time they have left.
We
Alright.
honestly don't know.
Do you,
And she notices the plane and asks if that thing is yours, or if you know how to control it.
It's not technically ours, but yes, we do know how to control it.
Do you
If you
think
can
you could,
guide
like,
us.
hold it in one place? Because if we're going to... I may have a plan, she says.
Sure, let's go.
I know the building
Explain it
quite
on the
well,
way.
and I know that the thing we're looking for is close to the bottom, and actually getting it out through the front door is going to take forever, even if they clear everyone out and do it. However, there is another way to do this, and that is to dump it out the garbage chute, and then drop it on your plane.
Oh, okay, that's a
But
plan.
that would be liquid. Is it possible?
It's in a pool, like it's in a bowl you can push around.
Oh,
You could just, like, depending on how, like, if the ship fits in the garbage chute, you could just push it right in.
Oh yeah, and if it's it can be removed from the floor or wherever they have it, we could slap the directed gravity globe on it and
Just slide along.
I'll just ride it to Epoch.
The only problem is that just about everyone that is still loyal to the High Priest is sort of, holed up.
Yeah. Okay, so if we have a back door or something we can use, that we all use.
Well, depending on how good your plane is, you could try going up through the garbage chute, or you could try to sneak through the chaos, because it would be possible to like go under the supports and go up that way.
Okay.
It will take too much time. I would suggest taking the most skilled people with us on the plane and using that.
Well, what kind of skill are you looking for?
People who can shoot straight.
We could try climbing through the chute.
Well, when they say garbage chute, they mean like it's large enough that a person could like walk through it. Like this is a pretty decent hole that they use to dump stuff, so they don't have to like cut things up before they push them out into the ocean.
Fair enough.
All right then.
But yes, we will need people who can shoot straight because my character suddenly can't.
They suggest that that there is a limit to how much you can put in the ship and still keep those people with you. So you have 2 people you can pick. You can pick 2 like specialists to come with you.
All right, fair enough.
They have a good selection
Well,
of like engineers and all, depending on what you think you'll need to move it.
Yeah. Well, we need someone who is the most skilled in operation of these things, because clearly the AI is not here.
Well, the AI robot is still with you. You can't do anything, but you can provide instructions at the least.
At the very least, yes. Well, we'll probably need somebody who's not gonna just look up in like religious fervor.
Well, at this point, I think religious fervor is let's fix this problem.
Yes. And we'll probably need a nano because we don't really have that kind of character.
Okay, so she beckons over. One is a bodyguard. Like one of the high priest bodyguard was like, "What the hell are you doing?" and decided to ditch it. As useful as you will be in the front attack, if this can just at least save everyone's lives, he's like, "Sure, I'll go away from the front lines to help out."
Good man.
And another person is, you can just tell this is a nano because he's got like a fancy helmet on with all kinds of heads-up display things. He looks like he's somewhat nervous, but he can probably manage himself in the situation.
Good enough. We don't really have the time to fret over the choices, so.
Yep. So, into the plane and up the chute.
Xander realizes there's a problem with doing this all subtly. And that is that it means that the other side gets to claim superiority because they don't know what happened. Nah, she says it's a problem for later. Let's go save people's lives.
Fair enough.
Can't fight if we're all in the ocean.
Yes.
Right.
So go back on the plane. The people that are with you are like, wow, I've seen one of these things before at Oberon. Is that where it's from?
The plane?
Yeah, the nano is curious because he's a nano. He's like, cool shit, man.
Yeah.
That's interesting because they're technically not supposed to be there, but being in clergy, probably. That said, whatever happened in Oberon to turn people into zombies happened before that. No, after that visit.
Okay. Well, the device tells you that it has done some, like, it was listening on you, like the AI was with you. It's done a preliminary scan, and it thinks it knows where the garbage chute is, because not a lot of people see it from the outside. There is, however, a hangar of sorts that it is also located, because they have, like, helicopters and actual, like, plane-like devices they use. And the strange thing is there is a hangar, and it's kind of weird that Zen didn't tell you about the fact that the temple has a hangar of sorts.
Does Zen not know, or is Zen in on this?
You don't know. Like, the guys that are with you kind of pointed out, yeah, we have a hangar, of course. Like, we have advanced flying craft, of course. We're going to have a way to use it.
In fact, I remember specifically that Zen, or at least the GM said specifically that there's no hangar. Was it Zen? Because I remember specifically pressing that topic.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it that Zen told you that they don't have ships available for you because that would be visible?
Mm, mm, maybe.
Hmm. Well, if I said
I can't
that,
recall. I can't quite recall that far back, I think.
yeah, man, you learn every
Yeah?
day something new. I probably would have made a note if that was the case, but yeah. Um, no, wait, I think it was that she didn't want to give you one, and she was like, "Here's a grip claw instead."
Hmm. That's fair enough.
I don't think I ever
I
specified all
think
that
it
much
was
about it.
just I think it was just a part of the discussion at the time.
Oh no, I recall what you think. Matthias doesn't have a hanger according to the AI because the AI doesn't know what Matthias is.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, because this isn't
Like it isn't built according to the specifications, like with the special homing beacon and all that.
Yeah, but it would make sense for them to build it by replicating whatever
Here's the
design
downside though
choices
with the
were used.
hangar. One, the hangar's probably
Yes.
defended, and two, the hangar is probably not that close to any sacred chambers.
Yeah, so so we just
We'll probably need to deploy for the garbage chute, and well, hopefully they won't have a good idea of throwing something out as we're traveling through it.
They're way too busy keeping their ground, and like
That is fair enough.
so you
Yeah.
arrive at the garbage chute. It is a thin hole, but you manage to squeeze on in. It's not very comfortable though. You slide up the hole. It takes a bit to get up there, but you're sure that you could manage to push the like you've seen the previous pool. You could probably just push this down with a little bit of caution. You could make it work.
How
The
big
two specialists
how
follow
big
you,
is the
one at
thing?
front, one in the back, in the way you
Right.
would imagine
What?
them to be.
How big is the pool, by the way? Because imagine something you can drown in.
The pool is around 3 feet, 3 meters across. It is
Mhm.
circular, and is about a foot and some deep.
I see.
Well, the one you saw at the AI looked deeper, but that could have been a visual effect. Or mounted
Probably
on like a
because it was
plateau.
actually operational and maintained somewhat.
Could be. I mean, this shit's weird tech, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go AFK for like a couple of minutes and be back real soon.
Okay.
what?
Well, that sounds like a great place to play an ad. Boop. Ugh. Man, Como. Always has that. Is to just go away for a few minutes.
Hmm.
I wonder what it is. I guess it's the people in his house complaining or something. There's a lot of issues with that.
Ah.
I'm gossiping. Gossip, gossip. Tittle tattle, chattel battle.
Um, so the garbage chute is just kind of thing we can easily walk through. There's no climbing needed or anything.
Well, garbage chute is a bit of a weird way to specify it. It is like you start off. It is basically a long tunnel that eventually just connects up to a storage room.
Ah.
Like they dug the place out. They had a storage room, and then they said, "Let's just dig until we get out of the rock, and we'll just use that to dump shit."
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's a hole in the ground.
It's not like the Star Wars like a garbage chute with like all kinds of metal stuff and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much the picture I had in my mind.
All you need for a toilet is a hole in the ground, after all.
Well, on a floating island, yeah.
Sucks for the people that sit all the way down there, though. They kind of have to hope that no. Because there is like a floating wooden like island below, made specifically to hold all the vehicles that go up to Ragnarok.
Hmm.
Who, by the way, probably suffered some casualties from all these falling rocks.
Ooh, yeah. So is Ragnarok is floating? The islands are floating over and floating over water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not over ground. How far away is the shore then?
Not that far. You can go like 20 miles in the east direction to reach a shoreline.
Or
Took a couple of
Hmm.
hours by boat.
Uh,
I don't know how fast boats go.
yeah, so figuring that Rogo will, hmm, if he's not native to Ragnarok, then he will be from somewhere close by. Hmm. An animal trainer by trade. It's
Oh, that's neat.
weird gravity powers that he spent most of his life trying to.
Master.
Yeah, that's it. So he said in the description that uh, that control gravity control is a rare kind of focus,
Ooh.
but I would imagine it will be less rare around Ragnarok. What did they hold?
Well, considering everything that's been going on, probably.
Hmm. Yeah, always rare. Hmm.
Hello.
Come on.
So we're in a tunnel.
You are in the tunnel, yes.
uh, do any of the either of the guys we have with us have any idea where the hole might be? Like like the layout of temples.
So they have a clear overview. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up. So the guy's like thinking, and they sort of start to discuss because the nano has never been near the disposal area. The guard has, and he goes, okay, we go through up the tunnel, then we can reach the main hallway. And the other guy starts to continue. Okay, so we go down the hallway, then we go east, past the high priest barracks, and then we should eventually reach our way to the central chamber. And if it's anywhere, it's probably there.
All right.
Okay. It's a shame we used up the little scanner thing before.
Ah, yes.
Oh well. You're in the garbage disposal area now. You notice a suspicious lack of anyone, really. And in front of you is this just boxes all over the place. There's some bowls filled with all kinds of stuff that they still have to throw out.
Right.
Like clearly, garbage duty is something that happens once a while.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly top priority right now.
No, it's not.
So, I guess we'll try sneaking the direction that the guard indicated.
Okay, so the specialist that's with you like sort of points forward and guides you through. Roll me stealth difficulty 2, because there's a lot of like people moving around right now. Up
Okay.
ahead.
I'm gonna use my pool.
You
and
notice that
effort,
the place
so
you're
that's
heading
gonna
into is
be-
like a workshop, and they're making like emergency repairs. They're looking for bullets and ammo.
We'll fit right in. We should probably replace slap the red armbands on as well.
Yeah, they have them all. They're all wearing it. Um, and you also see some people like tearing red cloth to make more of them in case they need them. But for now, you manage to sneak by. Like they're way too busy to notice you. They just see and they say, "But put on an armband. Like get ready. They're trying to push through. Who knows if they'll get any support? Because it's hard to gather support when you're stuck inside a place."
That's true enough.
You notice a way forward at the end of the place, which seems to go into a large ornate hall.
Okay.
Sounds like a praying area, to be perfectly honest, or at least something for public.
No, it's just a
They
hallway
might
by
have
the looks of
got
it,
on everything.
but you can't really tell from here.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, now we have the armbands, so as long as we are with these guys, they probably won't attack us, but the blue guys will probably attack us.
The only problem is that
Unless-
one of the guards and the specialist you're with, they know them and they know they're on the other side. So if they ever stop to look, you're going to need to have an excuse on hand.
Okay, let's.
Well, not put any
That being said, like,
armbands in that and just
let me
pretend they're
make one thing
prisoners.
clear. It's not
Yes.
like you're standing like the whole army, like every military personnel is like either in the hangar, or protecting any sort of entranceway that's not the garbage chute. So it's pretty sparse, all things considered.
Fair enough.
If it came to a fight, you could probably hold your ground, clear it out, and move on.
I'll probably attract undue attention, but yes.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
like, listen, they can't just send people down. They're way too busy holding ground in a siege.
Hmm. So let's keep moving at a good pace. Like, try to look like we belong here and in a hurry to get somewhere.
Roll me intelligence performance. Or speed stealth if you're trying to do it sneakily.
Alright.
Difficulty
the difficulty?
difficulty. Now this is difficulty 3 minus the asset of wearing the armband.
Alright. Mm.
Well, even with effort, I would have flunked it.
Ooh. Como, you are approached by a guard, or at least like you think that you don't know who they are. They're carrying like a gun and they seem a bit nervous and like, who are you? Like, you? I don't remember you.
Reinforcements.
Mm-hmm. We were assigned to garbage duty, and then this whole thing happened.
Okay. Roll me difficulty 4. But you get -1, so it's task difficulty 3, because you made a good excuse. Intellect, persuasion. Rogo's inability does not counter here because it's Como making the case.
Also, I cannot use it because my pull is low,
No.
and we didn't have the time to rest.
The fun thing is, by the way, that Rogo being like a very coarse person actually helps to his advantage because he's a garbageman, or pretending to be one.
Yes. But
Why
I
did you
flunked
not
it
regenerate
again.
your intelligence pool, Como?
Why not? Because I didn't have the time. We didn't have the time to stop or anything.
He just kind of goes, oh man, hey, I'm gonna take you to the high priest and I'm gonna let him decide how the situation is gonna resolve, huh?
How hard can I punch a person?
I think it's 2 damage, plus whatever bonuses you can apply to it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So it's just a melee weapon. Okay.
Are there how many people up? How many guards are confronting us?
Well, around you, there's around 3 people working the benches, and there's like one person who specifically is on the lookout, other than the guy you're talking to.
Okay, fair enough. Is there anything in Nano's abilities that can help us here?
He can try a mental assault, or like, but he doesn't have much. Like, the Nano isn't a good chat, so to speak.
Okay.
That's fair enough.
Subtly indicate the nano to mindfuck the guy.
Okay. If you want to play it that way, I'll just pick up a dice and roll for luck. You make it. You see the Nano sort of subtly moving his eyebrows, and his eyes go a bit weird. But after a second, and the guy's like, what were we talking about again?
We're reinforcements. I don't think I'm gonna roll that.
With your
low again.
reinforcements, why are you here? Move!
That's what we're doing.
Just let you go. He's like, move, please. I'd rather not be the reinforcements.
Yep. We're moving.
You move on to the main hall,
Right.
which is ornate as all heck. Like, this is some beautiful like metal work, and there's stone work, and there's everything. It looks beautiful.
They've clearly invested into the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you want a nice temple, right?
Well, yes, fair enough, but I would rather have a temple that can actually perform its duty rather than fall into the sea.
It'll make a nice Atlantis.
Yes.
Okay,
Maybe the sea underneath is just shallow, so it kind of just lands and sits there.
there are a few ways to go. You can go in any direction, really. The hallway continues. The hallway continues west and east, and there's an exit to the north.
Right. Well, we were told to head east, but east implies that there's like the end of the map there.
Can I, since we're closer now, can I use try to sense the gravity pool now?
Go again. This time it's difficulty 3 because you're pretty close.
Alright, difficulty 3. Can I use my... Can I use
Yes, you can use the globe for
Tactical-
asset.
the...
Okay,
Twin.
you sense perfectly where it is. You almost get a mind's vision with that 20 of yours as you detect where it is. It is east, at the end of the hallway. You see big ornate doors, and you know exactly. It's behind those doors. It's on a small pedestal.
Alright. The pool is that way. I point to the east. It is on a pedestal.
You move along. You notice that there's like places where you'd expect guards to be, but there's no guards. Like, it's pretty empty. There's some people
They're
moving
pulled
around,
off.
like carrying boxes of ammo and guns, but that's about it. As you go to the barracks, there's nobody because everyone's already been woken up and set to their posts. So
Fair enough.
the only guards left are two very heavily armed looking dudes standing right in front of the doors of the place, and then they give you a shifty eye. Like, what do you?
The heretics would attempt to steal the pool. Do we know the official name that they use for this? That would give us some more credibility.
Unfortunately, we cannot let you pass. The High Priest is currently busy praying to the pool of knowledge. Roll me Perception 4.
Perception 4. Perception 4.
Como, you notice that they're already drawing their weapons. They've got big, like, spear guns, and they're starting to aim them at you. Most likely because if these guys are indeed, like, fit for duty, they probably know the people that you're with.
Either that or they're in on everything, so we'll have to fight through them.
Alright, so as I notice them reaching for their weapons...
Oh, you don't notice.
Oh, yeah.
Como
Alright.
nudges you.
There.
Yes.
Ooh.
Is it possible for me to get a jump on them? Considering I saw them actually draw weapons.
Yeah, you get to draw first. If that would be a speed task 4.
Plus, I'm trained in initiative, and I can use effort for this.
Okay.
So that's one less point. It's going to be difficulty 2 then.
And a minor effect. What do you want this minor effect to be? You can choose
Step
a reduction
one.
of a difficulty to hit them.
Fair enough, probably a reduction of difficulty because they're flanking
Difficulty
around
4 to
with
hit
their
them.
equipment. Yes, difficulty 4 to hit them. Masterwork weapon, so -1 is going to be difficulty 3, and I'm going to put in effort, which means it's going to be difficulty
1 if you use shells instead of slugs.
Yeah. I'll probably try to use slugs, and I reduce it by 2 points because it's also.
Rogo, can you roll
appears.
initiative 2? Difficulty 5.
Okay, so I'm rolling for initiative here,
Drop
and
the
then I'm
ball.
gonna.
You've already rolled for initiative. Okay, Rogo, you
Oh.
go after them. Como,
Yep.
did you roll for your attack yet?
There you go.
You make it. How much damage
It's
do you
gonna
do
be
with
6
this?
damage.
6 damage. Okay, so as they like slowly try to tilt their spear subtly to try and aim at you and fire before that you even get the chance to respond, you just pull your shotgun and go and just blast one of them in the shoulder, causing him to just fall back against the doors. The trained fighter you're with, draws his weapon. He has a very fine, ornate blade, and he goes to the other one that you didn't shoot and tries to sort of wrestle with him. I'm gonna have to roll to see how that resolves.
They probably don't want to kill each other, of course.
Unfortunately, as he wrestles with him, he eventually gets pushed off by the guard. You notice that the guy in the back is shooting an intellect attack, but these guards are well trained. So let's see. Oh, he makes it. I'm just basically flipping a coin here, because they're all pretty equally skilled here. And the guard takes another 3 points of damage as a mind shock blasts into his head. The guards go in for an attack. Como, speed defense 5 as... No, actually 4, because he's very much hurt. He speed defense 4 as a spear comes swinging at you.
I get smacked in the face.
Yep, you do get smacked in the face for 6 damage.
Okay.
Minus your 3 armor. That's only 3 points of damage, so it could be worse.
Could have been worse, yes.
The other one goes for Rago. After he throws him aside and points a spear. Speed defense 4, because the spear is kind of an inaccurate gun weapon because of the long barrel. Speed defense 4, Rago. You are getting aimed
Oh.
at by a gun spear.
Oh, sorry, I was spacing out. 4. I'll use effort on that. 3 points. 3. Oops. Oh, and as my wristband force field thing so like stopped fizzling out.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I have.
You've had some time
Yeah.
to perform some basic repairs.
I have 2 armor. Okay. All right. And I dodge.
Yeah. You duck and weave out of the side, throwing its aim off as he shoots and scatters off one of the walls nearby. It is now your turn, Rago.
Alright.
One of the guards looks pretty beat up, and the other one looks okay.
All right. Are they wearing any armor?
The guy on the right, like the one that Como blasted away, doesn't wear any armor. Probably uses his speed more than anything. The guy on the left, however, is wearing armor. Hitting him is only difficulty 4, but he has armor.
All right. Let's take a step backward, draw my crossbow, and shoot one of the armor-piercing bolts I have at him.
Oh. That's gonna hurt.
So that was 2, right?
It's difficulty 4 to hit.
Oh, 4. Let's see. Nope.
Your arrow jams into the wall. Like it's impressive how deep this arrow goes. And it is Como's turn once more.
Heck yes.
You just
Okay,
exchange
let's
shots.
try to finish off. Let's try to finish up the first guy.
Excellent.
Yes. What would be the difficulty of shooting him again?
5. He's fast. He's speedy.
Fair enough. I suppose I'm going to be using the shotgun shells for that then. The regular buckshot. So that's -1 from the shotgun, -1 from the shells, and I'm going to put in effort, so that's -3. So it becomes difficulty 1.
Cheapers.
Yes. I'm not sure if I'm going to flunk it, but let me see.
Oh heck, yeah. You hit him good. Finish him off, Como. You've got him.
I don't think I want to finish him off. I'm just going to punch him in the face with a stock to knock him out.
Okay. So I'll just say that you shoot him again, and then you manage to quickly nudge your stock forward to knock him out.
Yes.
He'll probably need some help, but he's knocked out cold. Leaving the other guy. You rolled 19, though, so what do you want that 19 to do? What can the 19 do in this situation, since you've... Well, I guess it was damage. Yeah. Okay. So the guys... let me see what's going to happen, because the guy is on the floor. Ooh, that's interesting. The guy on the floor, like the expert you brought with you, sweeps his leg and kicks at the guy in the armor, which is pretty easy because he's a guy wearing armor. And he falls over on his ass, making it difficulty 3 to hit him now. As he himself sweeps his leg and then sort of does this martial arts move of getting back on his feet and has his blade back in his hand. The mental guy, the nano you're with, goes for an attack. Oh, and he actually lands it, dealing a mental onslaught of damage. So the guy's knocked on his ass and his head hurts like crazy. It's going pretty fast. And it's now Rocco's turn,
Okay, so it's now difficulty 3.
because he's on his butt.
Yep, I'll try using another armor-piercing bolt, and this is speed, I'm guessing.
Yes. It's
Yep,
agility and all.
2 more points. Dropping that to 2. And... oof.
Yep, you managed to land your bolt. How much damage does that do?
4. And it's armor-piercing.
A bolt just goes straight through his armor and sticks out, and he just goes ah, and reaches for it. Como, go.
Same
make your
deal.
turn.
I would imagine it's a little bit easier to hit him considering it's right. So shotgun plus shells, no effort. That's gonna be
2.
difficulty 2. Yes.
Actually 1 because you're using a okay.
Well, if it's 1, then I will succeed.
If only you could reduce it to 0. Well, you can, but you just didn't have the circumstances for it. Point is, you whiff it. The shotgun shells scatter off his armor. Go, just bad luck, really. Not a bad aim, just bad luck. He gets back on his feet, and he starts swinging his spear at the trained knight, and they go at it like this is a flurry of attacks. Okay. The trained guard you're with suddenly gets a big gash over him. The spear is aimed at Roggo, going for a difficulty 3 speed defense to try and get another shot off. So Roggo, difficulty 3 speed defense.
3. Let's just go with.
Whew. You see the guy swinging with a spear, like going shink shink, and knocking him down, and then instantly turning that big slash into an aim at you, and you dodge out of the way, hearing the bullet far behind you cling off a wall with high speed. It is now, the mind defense guy goes for it, although he might not have a good chance because the guy, yeah, he flunked it. In fact, he looks a bit dazed. He's been exerting himself too much. He doesn't usually do a lot of mind assault. And the turn goes to Roggo.
Alright. I'm switching to my spear. And try to spear the guy. What's the difficulty again?
4.
4. I'll use FS for my might pool to drop that piece.
To do more damage?
Sure, if it hits.
How much damage do you get? Was it 3 or 2?
4. 4 with the spear.
No, I mean if you put effort in. Effort can do more damage. So how much extra damage was it, 3 or 4?
I don't remember.
Let me look it up. Where are they? Major effect, no. Intrusion, no. There you go. There has to be action attack. Damage, there we go. Onslaught deals 4. Okay, effort does 3 additional points of damage.
Okay, yeah, I'll apply the damage.
So you go in for the spear. You puncture the armor with just how much force you're putting behind it. It dampens the blow, but you still manage to deal just a huge hit to his shoulder, knocking his aim off, and he just sort of falls back. Ugh.
I haven't rolled that yet.
Oh, you haven't? I thought you did. Whoops. Roll for
No,
it.
that's my dodging roll there. So it was
Whoops.
4.
I'm sorry. That's what happens when you're not looking at this for a while.
So it was 4, right?
Yes, it's base 4.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's see. So you're putting in effort for damage. You get another 3 damage. You get another 3 damage.
No
you
rest
basically
unnecessary.
and you get to I think at this point, the guy just falls over as you pierce his armor with ease, and then just you basically get his shoulder completely out of whack as he falls to the ground in pain.
Yep,
He's not going to fight anymore. Like there's a limit to how far this guy's going to go, and this is like it. Like he knows he's outnumbered.
Good, finally.
Alright, and stay down.
By the way, did Gazette... well, I don't suppose Zen followed us.
What is it, Como?
I don't suppose Zen came with us.
No, Zen is still at the front lines. Just in case you guys fudge it up.
Yeah, shouting the megaphone.
So, The
Kick the
doors
door
are
open.
not locked; they just open as you push them. And behind it, you see the big pool standing on a pedestal, and on top of that pedestal, next to the pool, is the priest, whose name is Zaural.
Okay.
And you see him sort of praying and worshipping to the pool, which makes all kinds of weird noises.
Okay. Please step
Difficulty 4
aside.
Numenera check to know what the pool is essentially going through, if you wish to
Oh.
do so.
Difficulty 4.
Yes.
I dropped a 2 with my knowledge.
You succeed.
Okay. Did you roll success? I just need
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you know that the pool, it's sort of struggling. It's sort of like listening to a failing engine. If you were like a crazy religious person, you might interpret this as the pool talking.
Okay. So, is the priest in front of us or like way in?
He
the
is in
room
front
that-
of the pool, so he's between you and the pool. The pool's on a big pedestal, and there's like 4 pillars around it.
Right then. I yeah, just barge in, push the guy aside.
Ugh! He falls over and looks at you and goes, "Heretics! How dare you
yeah.
assault the high priest?"
Out of
Yeah.
the way, we're here to save your asses.
Roll
Oh,
me
you
an
know.
intelligence defense 6. As you suddenly feel something grasp onto you.
Ooh.
That goes for Rocco, by the way.
Okay, I'll use effort to drop that to 5.
Your gravity control is an asset in this situation.
Okay, 5, so that drops to 4 then. And a success.
Will you take a GM intrusion?
Hmm. Yes.
You'll both get an experience point as you are lifted up and just thrown back. You manage to land on your feet because of your gravity control. It's easy enough to do so, especially since you can just levitate for free now.
Yep.
But you are like a distance away from the pool now. And eventually the nano and the glaive you were with also follow up because, well, suffice to say they kind of wanted to tend to that big slashing wound the glaive had.
Hmm.
They're like, "What's going on?" And the priest chuckles. Ho, ho, ho.
We rolled poorly.
High priest is resisting our efforts on saving you all.
You notice that the nano is starting to get a major migraine. Like he's reaching for his head and going, "Ah! He's so strong." Ooh.
Well, let's see how strong he is against bullets.
If you're gonna try to shoot him, give me a difficulty 6 check. Actually, no, only difficulty 4 because he's kind of an old man.
That's fair enough, and I'm gonna use effort and pierce.
Ooh.
And yes, well, I'm gonna try and knock the wind out of him, and it's gonna be a pierce, which means my stuff goes down by 2 points. And it goes from 4 to 2
Okay. Shooting him with shells or with slugs?
with the slugs for the
Okay.
extra damage. If it was with the shells, it's gonna be just
Okay,
difficult
so
to
you manage to shoot a slug at him, and it just knocks him in the chest, and he falls back. He's like, as the wind
There
is
we
quite
go.
literally knocked out of him.
Okay.
Hokey religions are no match for a good shotgun.
Okay, so at this point, the glaive like asks if you have a plan on how to move it.
Yes.
Do you think you
We
can
do
do it
have the
without him?
control-
Because he's gonna try to tackle the priest or something. Like someone needs to keep the
Yes,
priest busy.
go ahead. Well, at the very worst, we will need another nano to figure this stuff out. But we do have a Numenera specialist here, and we have a control mechanism for things like that. They moved an entire island with it, so I suppose we can at least move the pool.
Yep.
Right now, the
So,
important part is moving the pool.
Okay. Can we How heavy is the pool if we just try to move it?
The pool's pretty heavy. It's not something you can carry on your own without exerting might effort.
Alright, so I try to install the directed gravity globe on it.
That's difficult to do with the priest where he is. Like, the high priest is probably going to blast you if you try.
Oh, he's still
I'm
around.
gonna
Oh,
blast
he's
him
still
if he
around. He
tries.
just had a wind knocked out of him.
Oh, right then. Just
That's what the glaive was like on about. It's like someone needs to keep him busy. Or some
Yes.
ones.
Well, I can keep him busy as well. I can help the glaive.
Okay, you and the glaive going to stay behind while the other two do it?
we will also just have the two specialists handle.
Well, the glaive is kind of injured, so
Uh,
I would imagine he would be better off holding the person. And we should carry the pool at least far enough for those dudes so we can use the orb.
Well, you can install the orb if you distract him.
Yeah.
The big problem is you are like in one little clutch of people standing in the room, and he's like looking at you. He might be prepared. He might already be charging something up, to all you know.
Yes. Well, I'd rather not kill him, but if it comes to that, I will.
I don't really have any compunctions against that, so crossbow to the face.
I'm gonna go and distract him.
Okay. How are you going to keep him busy? Are you just going to shoot at him, or?
I'm gonna come up to him and kick him in the ribs. He's on the floor and he's old.
Roll me
And
an
he's charging something.
intellect defense 6 as you try to approach him. In the
Yes.
meantime, Roggo, roll me stealth speed 3.
Yep.
Okay,
I have flunked that.
that's 3.
So you were noticed, Komo's noticed, and you both just get flung into the pillar, and Komo's knocked into a wall, both taking 5 damage each. The
Ow.
glaive takes this opportunity to suddenly rush in and starts to try and physically wrestle with him, hoping that he can sort of shake his mind out of it, so that he can't use
I
more of his
think he
powers.
just likes wrestling.
Well, to be fair, if you're fighting a mage, the best thing you can do is just try to shake him around so he can't focus.
Yes, but he's physically stronger than the man. Why would you wrestle, not just kind of stick his head into the floor?
The nano rushes over to you guys and like, "Are you okay? Do you need any help? Like, come on."
I'm
I'm
not
alive.
feeling so well. Can I use my action recovery roll?
Yes, we're not in strict combat. We're like in a back and forth situation right now.
Yeah, it's just okay. I'll catch my breath a little bit.
I suppose I could also use my one action thing.
This might be a good situation to
particular.
recover some pools. Yes. 4.
4 points.
It
I
always
guess
helps to
not
recover
my
until you
intellect.
have enough to use an effort. So.
Okay. Feeling slightly better. Might have some bruised ribs.
Kokomo doesn't recover his intellect pool in any way. I don't need that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna recover. I'm just gonna put this back into speed.
Okay, but with that, you notice that you have another opportunity to go for it. This time it's difficulty 2 stealth to try and make it up to the platform and install the device.
Alright, I'll try to go for it. Yeah.
You do a cool slide in and you start attaching the device, and eventually you notice that the pool. At first, the pool groans and sort of goes cracking, and then it suddenly dislodges and starts to hover slightly as it's moved by the orb.
Phew. That was worrying.
It's actually high
well,
enough
why
that you
not?
could use it for cover.
Well, yes, we probably don't want to damage it. So, if anything, I would probably be in front of it to prevent something hitting it.
The priest suddenly shouts, "Heresy!" And for a moment, you see a sparkle in his eye where he's like, "I'm going to blast all of you." And then realize if he does that, he's probably going to destroy the pool. And reconsiders. He's kind of in a bit of a pickle now,
Exactly.
because since you're in the way, like, he can't do his usual technique. He has to figure out something else. And he's still like, trying to wrestle with this guy, so you can easily get the pool to the door before he's got a plan.
Yes.
Yep. Pushing the pool.
Unfortunately, now that the pool is at the door, you notice that the glaive suddenly gets blasted and knocked into a wall. The nano tries to help him, and the high priest ignores them and comes after you. You can try to push the pool yourself to make it go faster.
Alright, can. Okay. How? How big? So the pool is like 3 meters across.
Yes.
Alright. How wide is the rim on it?
Actually don't know. I'd say the
Then-
rim is like, it's like a couple of inches. Like you can easily like rest your hands on it and only have like the tips of your finger off over the edge.
Can I ride the pool?
You can sit on it, yes.
Right.
It's a flying bathtub.
I mean, you're going to slow down how fast it moves by doing so, but yes, you can.
Oh. Okay, well I'm then float. Well, I'm floating constantly and just pushing it as fast as I can.
Do you wish to exert strength to make this go faster?
Sure.
Then exert 3 points of might as you manage to push the pool, like you start pushing the pool to make it move faster. You notice that it's ridiculously easy, but it does take some energy to really make it move significantly faster.
Yeah. Oof. Hard work.
Yeah, you're used to it. You're a rugged man. You've pushed logs before in your lifetime. The pool starts shifting down the hallway. You notice that there's a lot of people around, but most of them are like too confused and baffled to really do anything. Como, you're gonna have to do something,
Yes.
because the priest guy is moving towards you, and he seems to be charging up something fierce.
Well, if it comes down to it,
You have no intellect
Repeat.
effort.
I know. I'll have to repeat the same song and dance. Load the slug in.
Difficulty 4 to hit.
Yes. -1 from the thing. -1 from effort. And also -1 point from Pierce. So that's going to be difficulty. Wait, did you say difficulty 3?
Difficulty 4.
My difficulty 4. So now it becomes difficulty 2. And it's going to do 6 damage if it lands.
Oof,
Which
it lands. It
does.
hits him. It lands. It just goes boom against. Like he's wearing some sort of plated suit. You get the feeling because the slugs bounce off, but it doesn't knock him around significantly. In fact, you think you see like the crackle and sparkle of a force field, but you do manage to knock him back, and suddenly you notice a beam of light projecting from his forehead, and sort of zook goes across the room, cutting through the pillars and dealing significant damage to the environment, but not hitting you, luckily. Like there's a good like inch, a perfectly smooth inch gap in some of the pillars nearby.
Yep. He's going to destroy supports and it's going to collapse on him. Not my problem.
Yeah. Why do villains do that so much?
I don't know.
I guess they don't like
Mm.
architecture.
Yeah, and turning into a snake never helps either.
I
Well-
said I didn't want triangles for my supports. Squares are
Well-
fine.
Fingers crossed we don't have to snap his neck to stop him.
Okay. By now, as you charge and you have a moment of distraction, you can give me a difficulty 5 stealth check to basically lose him by heading off into the workshop before he notices you've gone in there. So difficulty 5, speed, stealth.
Which of us?
On both of us?
Both of us.
Oh,
Fair enough. I'm going to expend effort.
Unless you wish to do something to really grab his attention so the other one has an advantage.
difficulty
Can I
five.
tackle him? It's going to be a speed thing.
No, that's got to be a might thing because you're trying to knock him over.
Okay, fair enough.
Difficulty 4 might.
yeah. Yes,
You can
expend
use
effort,
running
minus
to.
3 points.
You can take a running start to like give some extra force behind it.
Yes, running start, plus I'm trained in that. Does that make it easier?
Yes,
Fair enough, it's going to make it easier, so it's going to be, what was the difficulty?
it was 4.
4, so it's difficulty 3 from using effort in might, and it's going to be difficulty 2 from using the speed. So a combination of it.
But you football rush him to the ground, meaning that Rago does not have to make a stealth check as the guy is looking at the ceiling, and you can just sort of quickly nudge and push the cart away into the workshop.
Oh yeah. Sweating profusely while doing so.
Come on, intellect defense, please. Difficulty 5.
Well, I'm dead, so click.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let me look up the tables for ambient damage. Where's the table for hazard list? I just want the list for like hazard damage.
Well, as long as his damage does not exceed 21 in one go, I'll be okay.
There we go. Damage from hazards. It's not under hazard damage. Falling is 1 point per 3 meters ambient, so it does ignore armor. Como, you are suddenly blasted, whoop, straight up into the air, then back a bit, like there's a slight arc to it, and you land on the ground, having fallen at least like 6 or 7 or so meters, so you take 2 points of damage as you slam into the ground.
If I do take 2 points of damage, does
Your
that
armor does not
bypass
count.
armor? Fair
It is
enough.
considered ambient damage.
Yes.
You're also you have the wind knocked out of you as you land as what you're wearing sort of pushes into your chest.
Yep.
You notice the priest like looking around, going, where's the pool? Where'd it go?"
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that one, you know. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
You just went for the football talk. You were like football.
Yes. That reminds me. Well, do continue. I'll find
Okay.
it relevant.
Rogo, you push and you push. You notice that everyone's like too baffled to really do anything about it. And as you go down, you see the little AI machine greeting you, and you're gonna have to maneuver this thing. Like it is difficult to push it down the irregular tunnel used for waste disposal, but eventually, you manage to push it all the way down. And you start to hear the rush of guards outside, or at least you think you do, before you see Kobo running at you.
Oh,
Is it me or is it me being
It
possessed?
is
or
you,
something?
Como. I assume you're gonna run after them.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you were also followed by a gaggle of guards. So as you knock the high priest down, what happened is really simple. The high priest is like, you know what? I'm fucking sick and tired of having to fight you guys. I'm just gonna sick my men on you. So all the guards that were available rushed in from the west, and you probably decide, you know what? I'm gonna go and leave. Goodbye.
ooh.
And since you're good at running, you managed to make it without having to roll for it. So I figured I'd just do this little intermezzo.
Como, little help with the pushing, please.
Yes.
I need you both to exert 3 points of might to because you have to lift it now. You have to lift it. The thing hovers naturally, but not high enough to really push it through. So you're gonna have to
Yes.
exert some strength to push it in.
Done.
Okay, well, my pull goes to 0, and I'm impaired.
You're exhausted. This has been a busy, busy day. The plus side is it's now inside, and odds are Lost Epoch is gonna be very smooth comparatively. The AI doesn't even wait for like your allies. Like it doesn't care. It's just like, okay, we got it. I'm out of here. Whoop. Door closes.
All right then.
Fair enough. I mean, they can probably fend for themselves and pretend they were the guys wearing the red armbands.
Oh yeah, and we discard our red armbands.
Good idea. You fly away towards Lost Epoch.
Do we have about 10 minutes?
Oh, you notice the situation is more dire. Like now that you're outside, you're starting to notice that like a lot of islands are missing. You look down and you see them, and some of them are already starting to crash into the water.
Ooh,
Ugh.
that's not good.
The
How
AI
long
tells
is it
you that
gonna
this is
take
just
for us to fly?
the AI tells you it's focusing on the areas with people in it, so that people don't fall into the water. And it's like, okay, if some people have to die, well, if they don't move around, I don't have to worry about so many islands. Like the AI is
That's
looking at this in such a
reasonable.
cold, calculating fashion. There's probably a lot of people currently dying.
Yeah, well, it's still fair enough.
Also, because you now remove the pool from its location where it was doing something, and is now a location where it's doing nothing,
Yes.
someone is going to have to grab the wheel to sort of provide some extra support. Like the automated flight systems are not made to dodge things coming at you.
Okay,
Oh.
I should probably do that, considering it's the speed pool, probably.
Yes.
Fair enough, I'm gonna do that.
Difficulty 4, please.
Difficulty 4, spend effort, -1 point. Difficulty 3, click. And I flunk it. And we're dead.
Can
No,
I...
the ship is just battered and bruised, and you're knocked around, but you eventually manage to make it to Lost Epoch, although you're going to have to explain this to the computers, like you really can't fly this thing? Come on, man. Pull
Yeah,
yourself
look, it's
together.
it's technology that I have never seen before. I'm sorry. People usually require licenses to dry these things and train for years, if not longer.
Hmm.
I'm just very sassy about this to the AI.
As you land in a Lost Epoch hangar, you notice that there are a lot of there's well not a lot, but there's a couple of machines standing by. And the minute you land, the back door blink, drops down, and a bunch of machines just start rushing in and take the pool. Sort of like when
Good.
an ambulance is getting unloaded.
Good.
The
Alright.
little AI you're with is like, good to see that Epoch didn't take this on the on the chin. Location C was always the best one.
Yay.
With a little luck,
Yeah.
we can salvage the islands before they vanish under the sea. Wouldn't that be great?
That will be nice.
Oh, perhaps you would like to come along and see this device get installed, hmm?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though you're impaired, you kind of like shuffle along a bit. You're
Can any of the robots carry him? That would be neat. I mean, he can levitate though.
if you really want to, one of the robots could probably throw you over its shoulder.
I'll just levitate along.
It's okay. Or you just kind of levitate half hung over.
Uh,
Point is, you eventually get to a room very similar to the one you saw in Oberon. You notice that the pool is missing. Now, I was going to ask, but since you have specialists in Numenera, Rago, you notice that they did a terrible job removing this pool. Like there is all kinds of signs of crowbars jamming in all over the place. There's wires irregularly cut. It's not even amateur hour. It's worse than that.
And the robots didn't really repair that.
They didn't see the need to repair it because they didn't have anything to repair it with. Like they didn't have the pool, so why bother repairing it?
Okay, fair enough.
right. Can I render some assistance?
You both have expertise that can help her. Yes. The robot will
Yeah.
reward you if you decide to help out, because it could, why turn down a helping hand?
Would that be an intellect?
It will be,
effort?
it would be repair intellect, yes,
Technically, I can't spend effort on this.
but you do have
because I'm sitting-
your two things. So.
Yes, two difficulty reducing skill checks.
Exactly. So it's only a difficulty 3 check to provide some assistance.
Well, Rogo, we might explode, but let's see how badly this goes.
Hmm.
Barely.
Okay. What did impaired do?
Impaired just means you don't get any extra effects, like minor and major.
Gonna. Oh, when input check applies.
Oh, an effort takes more. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So can I help with my Numenera knowledge?
Yes. Your Numenera knowledge is very applicable here. You kind of help Como with his own. Like Como does repairs, you kind of point out how to do it.
Right. Do I need to roll anything?
Difficulty 4. It goes down to 2
Difficulty
because of your situation.
2. Might as well spend effort. So that's 3 because of my itch and impairment.
So you start talking all colors of the rainbow about the beautiful designs and like all kinds of random unrelated information. Like if Como knew something about Numenera, he might be like, okay, I understand what you mean. But you talk in way too flowery language for it to be useful information.
Bit loopy from my exhaustion.
You're a bit loopy. He's just like pointing out, going, well, if you connect these wires, you'll reestablish the connection to the universe. But Como, luckily, like he gets some better instructions from a robot that's like, don't listen to him here, listen to me. I've got the manual, and he's waves it around. But eventually, the machine is repaired. The pool is installed. You hear a little. The pool starts having these weird, like, height maps of the environment. You notice that new height map spikes are forming as islands are drawn back up from below. It'll take a bit for it to fully recover, but for now, it's going all right.
Okay. Can we make something to ensure that this doesn't happen again?
probably Xen is going to be the one to take care of that.
We'll have to flip the whole religion upside down.
Well, this really only happened because one person had like a prophecy dream, so as long as people don't have another one of those, it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a slight problem. Can, is there an AI here or?
There is an AI here.
Alright.
Like there's a little eyeball hanging from the ceiling.
Wave to the eyeball.
What do you want?
Yeah. Why did you allow them to take the ball away from here? First place.
I didn't.
Okay.
I don't think they even asked it.
Let's just say that these people can be very persuasive under the right circumstances. Have you seen the High Priest? He kind of waits for a moment. Oh, you have. Lovely.
Yes.
I probably should have given them proper instructions on how to remove the pool and saved you the trouble.
You think?
Yeah, maybe. Could you maybe mount some kind of proper defense if they decide to do this again?
Mm.
I don't think a proper defense would be necessary if you just educate
I will
people
no
properly.
longer allow them in here, no.
That's a good idea.
I mean, this place is like behind secret walls, so you can just dress it up, change the layout a bit, and they won't be able to find it.
Or they could educate the priests specifically on the operation of this, so this doesn't happen.
Well, he
This
probably
literally
is
happened
going to do
because
that
people
too,
didn't know
like
stuff, yes.
building trust. You know, building trust.
Yes. Meanwhile, AI that allowed itself to be destroyed, I'm like,
Yeah, very smart.
So, the machine is very happy that you've assisted it so nicely.
Mhm.
And he's going to offer you a reward if you see so fit.
heck yes.
Yeah.
It notices that Como has a gun and is like, I know exactly what you want.
Yes.
It gives you a pair of these.
Heck yes.
Ooh.
It's just like, don't worry about it. Because a little
I can
hand comes
finally
back
hit
as you pat in the back, like, there, boy, there.
I can finally hit stuff.
However, what would you want? It asks of Rogo.
Oh, I kind of exhausted right now. Some kind. Do you have something to help with recovery? Like, I don't know, healing stuff. And
It has something just for you.
maybe a small island to for my own use.
Well, you can take any island you want. It's not going to stop you.
Maybe an actual craft to travel around. They're probably just gonna give us the plane that we just dinged up.
No, you're going to have to specifically ask for it if you want it.
I can use my directed gravity globe to turn an island into a vessel.
Well, it does have like a restoration pod you could use if you really wanted to. You can keep it, or you can keep the plane.
Well, the plane will be nice.
Well, it will take some repairs, but if you insist on it. Also, you
Yep.
both get 1 experience point for completing your quest.
Goody. Click.
So okay, it's like a fine. I'll talk to Oberon and I'll get that situation squared out. You can keep your plane, I guess. You people are so weird wanting a plane.
Of existence.
Why don't you just want a good book? Then again, a good book is the reason this all happened, so let's not pretend that's good.
Yes, let's not.
You, you like traveling?
It still feels like this kind of wanted to give you something. Like the plane is like Oberon's thing, so I'm going to roll for a cipher to give to you.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
It's only fair that you get something to remember him by until you use it.
Yeah.
Only fair.
Unless it's an oddity.
You can get an oddity too if you prefer. Well, you can probably just find an oddity and take it, and it's just gonna be like, that's not nice, but whatever. I'm not gonna stop you. What you get is colorless grease. Sounds hilarious, doesn't it?
Well, it's not necessarily useful in the new world, but it probably had some uses in the old one.
Oh, you essentially become invisible while you wear it.
Oh, that reminds me of a movie that's called Greasy Strangler, I
Oh,
think.
I think I've heard of that one.
Yes, it's a person who rolls himself in grease and strangles people in ridiculous manners.
Oh, I know exactly how I'm going to give you guys an oddity now that I think about it.
Alright, I'll take the grease canister.
Como with his true aim goggles.
Yes. Unfortunately, deplete. What
Okay.
is the level of those, by the way?
You rolled them yourself. The level of his item is 1d6 plus 4. I think the one is for yours is 1d6.
1d6 plus 4, so I suppose I can just roll this one.
You just roll 1d6. So you get a level 1 true aim goggles.
Yeah.
They're cool goggles, though. Like, what are they like, Como? Tell me. You're allowed to design them.
1 second.
I mean, you love goggles, so you probably have a good
Yes.
picture for one. The
Yes.
Greasy Strangler.
Yes, I do actually, because they're neat. And that would be click, but more suited for the specific character that I have, for the reptilian one.
Yeah, I might have a problem with the ear section of those goggles.
Yes. Unless I'm going to be a curmudgeon and just say I have like floppy ears or something.
So, it says, okay, are you going to leave now? Do you still want like that? You just still want an adrenaline injection?
Oh,
You could use one, yeah.
yeah,
I'm good.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
So, you feel a little sting in the back of your neck, and you recover 14 pool points.
Ooh.
As you just suddenly feel like, whoa! Like your eyes open, you feel alive, there's blood flowing through your veins. I mean, it always was, but now you can feel it!
I'll just need a good night's sleep. Well, meanwhile, while all this is happening, I'll probably use my 10-minute also. 10-minute covering.
Break.
So, be click. So 3 points back. Click, click, click.
What were you
There
saying,
we go.
Rago, before Como,
Hmm?
I thought Rago was saying something.
Nope, I'm just distributing my points. Feeling a whole lot better.
It's like your flesh knits back together, your weary eyes grow full of life and color.
Ooh. And when does the impaired thing go away?
I think the impaired thing goes away when you recover any pool back up.
Okay, and then
I'll look it up once more, but I think it's just that.
It's fair enough, though. I would probably get at least a full night's sleep after this. Everything okay?
No. It's just that whenever I do this, I have to look up again. Because I, for some reason, keep forgetting. It's under encounters. There we go. Recovering. Recovering the damage track. Using points from a recovery roll to raise the stat pool from 0 to 1 or higher automatically moves the character up one step in the damage track. So essentially, all your pools need to be depleted to be dead.
Yes.
Makes sense. But with that, you all did your mission. You're feeling somewhat fine. You might be up for a vacation or a weekend off, though.
Yeah.
A sense of accomplishment, right?
You should probably go to Zen and cash in the rewards you promised.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And also
Yeah.
make sure that they actually educate their people on on the use of these.
Hehe.
Especially the old man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Considering the chaos you caused, they might have broken the siege.
Hmm.
Like,
Oh,
you don't forget, like, they sent guards after you. Like, they weakened their front line to get at you. So, oh heck yeah, their front lines are broken.
oh, what will what will removing the pool done to the floatiness of the island?
So for a while, Madeline was falling down until you put the pool back here, in which case it started kind of picking itself up again. Like, there's a limit of what Madeline could do, and Oberon could do without the pool being on Madeline specifically.
What about Scorn?
Oh, Scorn is just doing whatever it wants. Scorn is involved too. Like, they are the trifecta that takes over when Epic decides to fluck it. You know,
Okay, that's fair enough.
there's semi-redundancy to, like, allow. Like, the way it works is there's a redundancy system. So if one of them fails, there's still enough time to evacuate. Is the idea.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That took me way too much to explain.
That's fair enough. At least we've recovered this thing.
Yep. Say it's a bunch of people, then hopefully we'll get something for it. Well, aside from a
They'll probably be busy fishing out survivors from the sea.
It'll be fine.
Should we get back to?
Yes, in our banged up plane. I would vote to repair literally everything but the outer hull so that it looks dingy and banged up.
Why?
But it's top notch inside. Because intimidation purposes.
Okay.
And also to make it look less valuable.
Yes.
Okay. So you go back and you notice that there's a small mirrored cube hanging from like the front, sort of like, what are they called again? Like an air freshener. The AI tells you that apparently humanoids are like this, so it decided to do one for you.
What does it do specifically?
It's just a small mirrored cube. It sparkles.
Cute. I like it.
It's like the humans do this. Humans used to put air fresheners up, but I don't have any air fresheners, so here's a cube.
Or fuzzy guys.
Just a little pine tree.
It also made some small repairs to the ship, so it looks a bit better. You might have to bang it up yourself.
With the way I roll ones and just generally low, it's not going to be a problem.
Anyway, nice ship.
Yep. Yeah.
What's your next move going to be?
Go pay a visit to Zen.
Okay.
Yep.
You fly back over. It takes a little while to get used to the controls, but luckily there's like enough clear space that you can get used to it before you start going. But without the AI directly taking control, it's you kind of have to get used to it. And you manage to land in the main square without killing anyone, though. It is a big area, and they were like, "Run away! There's a ship trying to land." What an asshole,
Yes.
landing in the middle of the square.
Me, that's who.
It's Como. It him.
Saviors of Ragnarok.
Yep. So as you walk out, you see that Zen has decided to show up, and she wants to know. She assumes you did well, or something happened.
Yep. He solved the problem.
Well, the island started falling, and then it stopped falling, and then it went back up again. I assume that
Yeah.
was you?
Yep, we installed the pool back in its rightful place. Please do not
We'll
clean
talk
up
about
again.
this in the morning. We need to clean up first.
Yeah.
Well, we've made a point of trying not to kill anyone, so we kept the well-trained bodyguards and the priests alive.
Possibly.
Have you done the same?
But some of them took their lives when the island started falling.
Well, yes, but that kind of, weeds out the problematic elements anyway, so it's good.
Well, she recommends you just get some net rest because again, like they need to clean up and then need to gather up your reward. There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Sure, I don't mind.
Yeah. I could use some sleep.
Okay. So you
There's
all
probably an apartment or two free now in the Rich District. Just hang out there.
if you want to squat, you can.
Well, it's not like squatting, more like, here, I want to sleep in a good bed for once.
You can also just get a nice room at the inn.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
A high-end room would cost you about 10 shins for the night.
Oh, what the hell? Let's splurge up.
I'll say that you get
I'm
plus
gonna
2
pay.
to any recovery rolls you make.
Yes, and I'm gonna pay with the money of dubious origin. It's not like they're gonna stop me.
Where did you get those from again? Oh yeah, from the robots.
We disassembled the robot.
Yeah. They're not gonna know. Okay. So you pay for a nice room, you eat a nice meal.
Let me reduce it by 10. There we go. So plus 2 recovery rolls then.
Yes.
1, 2.
No, you just get plus 2 to a roll.
Oh, okay.
So you get 8.
Yes.
I got 7.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Wipe the sweat off your brow in the morning. Feel a lot better about yourself.
Yep.
You notice there's a lot calmer outside. There's a very dour mood outside as you look around.
What
a lot of people
now?
are shocked. A lot of people didn't give a shit.
Didn't give a shit, of course.
Let me put it like this. You know how in what is it called again? Knights of the Old Republic 2, like they called the first game the Jedi War, even though it was Sith. That's kind of how people are going to look at this. They're going to be like those asshole priests. Like the religion is shaken. Like their influence is going to fall as a result of this.
Yeah.
Wait. There were two separate wars, however. There was specifically the war with the Sith, and then there was a Jedi Civil War.
Oh, I thought the Jedi Civil War referred to the same thing.
No, they happened after. In the
Okay.
aftermath of Revan's quote-unquote betrayal.
Heck and a half.
Yes.
Well, it is morning. You've had a nice breakfast. What are you going to do with your day?
Pay a visit to Zen. Check up
Yep.
if everything is in order.
So as you go to the temple,
Or-
you notice that Xen is unavailable. She's doing administrative duties, but a little
Okay.
assistant walks over and
That's
holds
the
a very nice looking case and says that for your services.
Heck
Since,
yes.
because again, like by now islands are stable. She's like, okay, nothing is falling. Everything seems fine. Like islands are coming back to where they should be, including smaller ones, less important ones. So at this point they've kind of verified that either things are fine for now, like you've done something, you at least should deserve your reward. And in the box are very high quality shins, worth in total 1,000.
Heck yes.
Nice.
We should spread it all in one place, however.
Oh, 500 shins each.
Click.
Thank you.
Miss Xen wishes to say that she thanks you for your services, and that you are always welcome in Ragnarok, and the city of Madeline. Although with everything that's been going on, odds are that there will now be a twin city, one on Ipak and one here.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Which is completely fair enough. More territory for you.
yeah, so you're repopulating epochs then?
We will have to. We will need merchants and supplies, so...
Hmm. How many islands did we lose? Or did you lose?
Just the small ones, probably.
Lose what?
How many
Like,
islands did they lose overall?
Well, a
Any of the
few,
major
like some
ones?
minor ones, the ones that fell first, which were usually like smaller ones that were used for intermediate transit, or people use as personal, like, I'm staying here places.
hmm. Alright. That's not
Body
too
count
bad.
still pending.
Right then. Well, thank you
Well,
for
that's a good incentive for you. Oh, sorry.
just thank you for the prompt payment, and happy to be of service.
She makes a small bow.
Yes. Well, hopefully this will be a good enough incentive for you to, first and foremost, you teach some civil defense stuff to your citizens and also to educate your own priests on the operation of the mechanisms.
We'll
That actually gives you a lot of...
listen to the gods more than to our priests, is what she says.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
And the AI would probably be smart enough to actually teach them how to use stuff.
Heck. Well, yeah, of course they're gonna be like open to it. They kind of have to. Like this situation has kind of shook them up.
Oh yeah. Has there been any sightings of the water creature?
No, you'd have to go to the info booth for that one. Like the temple doesn't have that information.
All right, that's fair enough.
Okay. We'll well, I'll head over there. But you two maybe wrap that up as well. Extra payment.
Nothing wrong with some extra coin and fame, ain't there? So as you go over,
Uh,
you notice that the info booth has a lot of people, some of which are, of course, asking questions like, "Well, what went on? And who's that? And what's what?" Bada bing, bada boom. Where did I put the notes on this? Oh, there we go. So the creature, which the way the creature is, don't forget, is you get 500 chins if you catch it, which you have to catch. It's like this metal part inside that's very distinctive. He says that the creature has not been seen, but then again, like it's pretty elusive and it's been attacking people aggressively from time to time.
When were the last attacks concentrated? If they were, of course.
A few days ago, and they were concentrated around here, the islands between Scorn and Epic.
Alright.
We passed through there earlier, but we didn't see it. Guess we're locked out.
No, you
well,
passed
yes,
around Epic. You didn't even go to the islands there.
And also we rolled very poorly.
That you did.
Like, if we were going from Medaline to Oberon, I think we would have taken like this route maybe, like gone on the opposite side of Evo.
Oh, you went like this. Like you went from Madeline to Epic. You went around it.
Yes,
And then went across the
and then
islands.
we went to Oberon. Yes.
Yeah.
In that case, we can use the plane to go there and potentially spot the creature from above.
Yeah. That was also my idea. We'll scout from the air.
Fair enough. The price for preventing is grease. Nice. You fly up into the air with your special vessel, going across the islands between Epic and Scorn. These islands are in the somewhat colder area. They're very drab, hanging trees. It's got a bit of a swampish feel around here. Some of the islands are connected via like floral fibers and such. What are they called again? Vines.
Vines, yes. So we can at least attempt to cross it that way if need be.
You take your time, and since you have all day, you eventually do manage to find it. You see the creature jumping from island to island. It has noticed you, but it's not paying attention because you're not like a viable target.
Alright.
Is it possible for us to fly close enough to use the grip claw to shoot it?
Do you sure want to use the grip claw in the ship? Because the grip claw is gonna launch its like supports directly through the metal floor.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
recommend.
probably not.
You don't just
It'll
fire
probably
a
end
grip
up
claw.
dangling under the island. Ugh.
Hmm.
Does this thing have any... Oh, right. It did say that it doesn't have any weapons.
Alright. So should we just land somewhere nearby and go at it with one foot? Try to predict where it is going.
Well, if you start landing, it starts to get closer because if you're landed, you're an easy target.
Oh yeah. Alright, so put the plane down and we'll keep the fighting. Seems to be.
You land,
Yeah.
the creature comes close, and you hear it bark an order. Your shins or your life.
What?
So how about we make that your shins and your life? And you see that it makes finger guns at you.
What?
You talk?
Well, it talks like a watery voice, like the metal part inside must be making the noise.
Huh. Alright then.
I said
okay,
your
well-
shins and your laugh.
Yeah, well,
Bang,
bang bang. Sure, I have 26 shins of dubious origin. I'd love to get rid of them.
Then get down on the ground where I can shoot you.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna hand them over if you want them, but I'm not gonna get down.
I said your shins and your laugh.
We're gonna have to shoot our way through.
Are you going to taunt it some more, or are you going to get in combat?
I don't think we want to get into a combat. I would like to attempt to
Okay.
negotiate perhaps with it.
Move the. Could you move the plane where it will be right on top of the creature?
Well, is Como still on the plane or not?
I have disembarked most likely.
In that case, you can move the plane above the creature. The creature is just gonna laugh and go, looks like your buddy ditched you. So make it easy for me, or I'm gonna show you what these guns can do.
Water guns are probably gonna knock us off the island.
The fingers are starting to crackle with energy. You think it's plasma.
Oh crap. Well, yeah, it makes sense because hydrogen.
Okay, so are we on the ground now or flying?
You are in the air, like you've taken off.
Okay, so I'm moving the plane so that I'm above the creature.
Okay.
Then I
Since you have said no, you don't have sense Numenera. Give me an intellect check, 3, to sort of get right above it without hitting Como.
okay. I use some effort. Drop that to 2. And yeah,
Okay, you are right above it. Like perfectly.
cool. Then I'll park the vehicle in the air and put on my water repellent boots and jump on top of it.
You're gonna make a Mario stomp. Okay, as you fall down, I'm going to need you to make either well, you got jumping, so
Yep.
you got the advantage here. You're right on top of it. You've parked yourself in such a way that you can jump right out and land on top of him. With your water repellent boots on, You jump right on top of the creature, and right as it's about to fire, your feet slam down on its head, causing all the water to fall into the ground. The metal orb stays aloft for a second, and then falls as well.
Yep.
You've
Snatch
basically
that and
slam dunked it.
oh yeah. Snatch up the thing and examine it.
So, how to describe this? It looks a bit like a helmet, but it's filled. It's got one sort of eye. It's an orange glass-like structure that looks like an eye.
Wow.
It's very funky. Like it fits in your hand, and you kind of feel to go to be or not to be or something like that.
So it's a robot skull, basically.
Yeah, it's a floating robot skull. It doesn't seem to have any connections. Like it doesn't look like you could in any way connect it to a body. But there you go.
It was somehow operating a volume of water, however.
Yep, which was probably the skull's functionality.
Cool. Interesting. Okay.
Because there's also a ray emitter on it.
Hmm.
That's what it would have used to shoot us.
Yep.
Why would it steal shins from people? Shins are just components, and if it's like intact already, why would it want to steal anything?
Probably to repair itself or something like that.
Yes, but it's in pristine condition and it doesn't look like it was connected to anything.
Hmm.
Maybe it was building a body for itself or something.
Oh, yeah. Can we find any shins nearby or?
Let me roll. Because you find a small bag nearby. It's a bag made of synth material, and you find like 40 shins inside.
Oh, neat.
You also find in the pool of water, like kind of buried in the mud, the ray emitter itself. It's very muddy.
We'll have to clean it off.
It's some sort of you think you could like wear it as a belt buckle.
Oh.
Probably use that to holster his guns. The belt.
Okay, well the boots function for 1 hour, so
The water's just pushed through the island itself.
Wow.
so does the thing look like? How do you get the water around it? Like,
What do you mean?
like is there would it seem like it has some kind of function that just draws in water from
Okay,
the air? Or...
since you have knowledge Numenera, roll me a difficulty 1 check. That's with, so.
Yep.
You are actually able to discern that this helmet is able to project a short-range field of magnetic energy that can be used to manipulate water to some degree.
Is it a oddity?
The item itself?
Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, you're gonna have to turn it in, but the item itself is an oddity. It seems inert as well.
Yep, and well, I'm wrapping my boots around the thing so it can't draw in any more water. And does the ray emitter do anything?
It's a ray emitter.
Okay. Oh, neat.
This one shoots heat/plasma. And it is level 7.
Holy crap.
Well, I just freed up the cipher slot, so I'm grabbing that.
Do not have a pew-pew gun.
Yeah. What level was it?
7.
7.
7.
So that's a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
And it is an oddity, meaning you can recharge it and shoot it again.
No, it's a cipher.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is the one-time use, or does it have several charges?
1 time.
Okay, fair enough. How was
Like
this
without
thing
the water
using it?
and all the stabilizing thing that the machine was doing, you think it's just gonna blow up when you use it.
Oh.
Not like
Fair
hurt
enough.
you, but it's gonna fall apart.
Okay, we're just gonna use it in water then.
It does, of course, have some oddities with it. I mean, it's been robbing people. It probably like picked up and goes, "Oh, that looks cool."
Okay.
So let me
Let's
roll
see what it has.
for an oddity, which is also in the bag, like with the 40 shins.
So yeah, that's 20 for each of us.
Good.
You also find this pretty cool thing.
Clear of ice. Oh, nice. Never.
A square of ice.
Always chill drinks. Now, how does that sound as a true quest reward? Don't even need those 500 chins when you got your cool glass of ice.
Oh, my beers will always be icy. This is great. This is awesome. We're breaking the laws of physics and thermodynamics here, but it's awesome.
Never feels cool. Never feels cold, but does cool liquids. Yeah, it's
And if somebody gets a headache, just put it against the head.
It never feels cold, though.
Oh. How does it? Well, it does cool liquids, and we're mostly liquid.
No.
Biological creatures on this planet, at the very least, are like 70, I think, % water.
Yep.
Or was it 90?
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It'll probably just cool
whoever-
yourselves.
Yes. Probably very dangerous for me considering reptilian origin.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might not want to touch it.
Yes.
They- probably whatever civilization created this device probably took that into account somehow, and it just cools pure liquids.
They just like their cool drinks. Get your cool drinks here.
Or they're
Alright.
cool people.
You are still standing. Oh, actually, you're not standing in muddy ground because it's like cork dry now that you pushed all the water out of every plant thing that you were standing on.
Yep.
Yeah. Awful boots. Okay, so
So once this thing is done for 1 hour, right? And then
There's a
what,
slight
is it
problem,
completely
though.
gone? Yes.
The plane is up there.
yeah,
You forgot
Well-
that detail of your plan.
yeah. Well, I did park it so it wouldn't just.
Is
float
it
away.
possible for Ogo to levitate up?
How high can you levitate?
Float up to a short distance.
If you take a running start, I'll say that you can sort of use the levitation to decrease your gravity so you can jump up high enough.
Yep, and I have some rope with me, so I'll.
If
Then-
that fails, we still have the grip claw, so we can grip ourselves to the plane.
No, he
And
makes it.
climb
He
up
makes
that
it.
way.
He just kind of does a cool ass moon jump up.
Yep, I float up and drop a rope down.
Is there the means of controlling the ship outside the ship?
Not that you know of.
Is it possible for me to do so?
To find a way to control it remotely.
Yeah, considering I am half machine or something, or at least part machine.
I'd say that you would probably want some Numenera knowledge on that, so you might want to work with.
Okay, well, that would be the skill that I'm going to be picking up later.
I mean, you can always just collaborate with your buddy who has Numenera knowledge.
Maybe. Fair enough. Just the means of basically just use it as a drone, I guess, you know.
A little
over-
control stick so you can move it in directions, basically.
Yeah.
That
Like
wouldn't
a
be too
PDA
difficult to
or
make.
whatever. Yeah, sure. That sounds reasonable.
I'll say that's
Because
like
we
a
just
difficulty
ran
3
into
device to
problem.
make.
Do we do it now?
Yeah, sure. If you want to do it, you can do it right now. You got shins.
Okay, and I'm going to spend effort in intellect. 1, 2, 3. This is going to become difficulty 2. How many
Well,
shins?
Okay. You cobble together a basic controller, and you can now remotely control the plane. To a
Yeah,
limited
I
degree.
suppose that gets rid of all of my dubious origin shins, I suppose.
It's a good way to get rid of them.
All 26 of them are just woof, gone.
Rogo, you were saying something.
Well, I was just going to offer my help in assembling the thing, but apparently not needed.
Oh, probably feel like slightly disappointed. Like, oh man.
No, he did
Shucks.
help. He
Okay.
did help.
Oh, yeah.
Just that we succeeded together.
Yay.
Mm. Yeah,
Best
but
friends.
building a remote controller for a plane.
How much fuel exactly does it have, by the way?
Oh, you haven't a clue what fuels this thing.
Well, I know. Well, at the very least, it can
To the
probably
best you know, it
deliver.
works on like solar power or something.
Maybe. Does this mean it doesn't fly at night?
You don't know.
Do we
Like,
have to chase the dawn all the time?
no, it's not a video game.
That is fair enough, but on the next visit to the town, because we do need to go in and cash in on the thing, I would like to inquire on how exactly do we fuel this thing up.
You'd have to
Ah,
visit an AI or like ask an AI, not the town priests who don't know what this thing is.
Well, we
okay.
do know where the hangars are, and we technically have the passcodes for them, so...
No, you have an automated system that can get you in the hangars.
Okay, fair enough. Is it possible for us to get in the hangars?
Yes.
Um, actually,
Just go back to Oberon, knock on the door, and say,
Rogo, what do you want to do?
how do we do it?
can I examine the machine myself and try to figure this out?
That would be difficulty 5.
5, drop to 3. My Numenera knowledge. Yep.
Okay. You think that this thing works on like, considering this device is like still operational today and it's in such a good shape, and the fact that like it doesn't, you get this strange feeling that it just won't work. It works. It doesn't have like a fuel or anything. It just works on some sort of cold fusion generator, to the best of what you can guess.
So it will probably outlast us.
Most
Yeah,
likely.
we probably do not need to worry about fueling this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably all it, all the fuel it ever needs might be just some sunlight now and again.
Did you find like a little fuel cap where you can pour some random garbage in?
Yeah,
It's like
like
water,
the time
just like
machine from
fuel water.
Back to the Future.
Water plugs.
Yeah, so yeah, this should be fine. And back to Madeline. Madeline then. To collect our reward for the water bandit.
Or Bandit.
Cool. So you go back to town, and there's town. Woo! The ship.
Oh. Yep, that's just
You land near the info booth. The guy's like, "Whoa, is this gonna happen more often now? Because this happened yesterday too."
It might.
And so they ask, "So, what do you need today?"
I just plonk down the helmet thing with the boots wrapped around it.
Huh.
Yep, we got you a watery bandit.
Impressive. Didn't expect that to happen. Wasn't too much of a problem, I hope.
Ah, not too much.
Well, you
It was
sure-
badass, like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, not too. It's not problematic when you know what you're doing and have the right stuff.
It's pretty impressive. Like they're like, that's something else. But
They didn't expect us to actually do it.
it's more that it's how do I explain this? It's like this isn't something easily done. Like they probably sent some people after this, and
Yeah.
some people reported back like seeing this thing shoot bolts of lightning. So they're like, yeah, we don't expect this to work out too well.
Well, we didn't let it.
Yeah.
Is all.
We didn't let it. You just gotta not want it.
We did not allow it to shoot the lightning bolts at us.
It's the whole trick. You just don't want it.
Yeah. Just don't let it shoot you.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough is really all I can say to that. So he reaches behind the counter and pulls up a bag, and in that bag is around 500 shins.
Yes.
All right. And since Rogo is a bad man he's a fair man, he distributes the wealth equally.
What a hero.
Communist.
Down with communism.
250 for each of us.
250.
With the amount of shins that we have now, we can probably start a mining farm. It's probably just computer parts.
A mining farm?
Well, yeah, like they do the Bitcoin and everything.
Oh. We're gonna start mining bitchins.
Yeah. It's gonna be fiat money, but I mean, what isn't? Well, I suppose the shins aren't, because
Fair
they
enough.
actually represent a finite and physical resource.
Finite, but yes.
Finite, yes.
Well, shins are just kind of shiny bits of metal and
They're just like
Shiny-
shrapnel, basically.
shiny bits of whatever.
Also, one moment, I need to go AFK for a couple of minutes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Kind of running out of content here. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of we finished the main mission and are just wrapping up the side stuff.
Yep. Then begs the question, what's going to happen next? I don't have an idea. I need some time to think about that, but we still got to do something tomorrow if you guys still want to. Well, wait until Como's back first.
Alright.
That's not...
Just looking what I could spend my money on.
What does your character want to buy? Like, what are you eyeing?
I don't really.
No.
Like the most expensive item on the equipment list is a shock ring, apparently. I don't know. There's a sting charge, which is even more expensive.
Well, you can always try to shop for artifacts and such.
Yeah. Yeah. What will an animal trainer who can control gravity want?
An animal that floats.
I kind of picturing Roko to already raise some kind of weird floating jellyfish.
That's his
creature.
job. That's what he does. What he does with his off time is he just raises floating animals.
Yeah, I would kind of guess that something like that will be in high demand in the Ragnarok.
Yeah, a pet that doesn't just die when it falls off the ledge.
Yeah, kind of floating, like those. What they're in Mass Effect, those Hana creatures.
Mhm.
Kind of glowy jellyfish things.
Ooh.
Globy, floaty jellyfish. Though those ones are intelligent, but yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Cool pets and maybe just some like Seski or something. Those dog-like creatures.
Oh, I gotta buy myself a puppo. Heck yeah.
Well, actually, like a tier 2 ability for Seeker is to gain an one that I can take as an animal companion.
That's awesome. Too bad you're not tier 2 quite yet.
Nope. It's a thing, I think. Okay. thought there was an animal companion here.
Hmm. We've been going for 2 hours. Ooh. Did Pokemon happen last night, by the way?
Yeah, I didn't listen in, but they were, yeah, been for a good long while. I
Huh.
think they were just 2 players.
They were doing what?
I think there were 2 players there.
Okay. Because I got the impression from the comments that were left that they were not going to do it today. But
Oh, well, if they weren't playing Pokemon, they were doing something for several
Heck.
hours.
Heck in a handbasket. Oh. Ow. Stupid
Huh?
muscle aches.
Ah. Hmm. This is just weird. Where did I see the animal companion thing?
Hello.
Como.
Yes. Is this Blasto by any chance? He's got a
What?
lover in every port and a gun in every tentacle.
Oh. Now it's okay. So this companion was a glint. Second
Aw.
ability. Dang.
Dang glints. We gotta figure out what to do next, really. Because I don't have anything, and I'm afraid.
That's quite alright.
I was kind of, I mean, it kind of makes this a one-shot. We can do something else. I mean, depends on what you guys want to do.
Here you go, Safi. Enjoy.
What did you send me? Oh, those guys.
They actually made a Dirty Harry comedy with this guy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Are you engaging in mating behavior with me? Meaning, are you fucking with me?
Oh my
Does
goodness.
this sentient consider itself fortunate? Do you feel lucky, punk? Basically, they've hired, they've made an actual recreation of Dirty Harry movies, but they've done so with actors from the races, all of which technically have speech impediments. So the Elcor all announced that they're coming from a high gravity world, and they don't really have emotions, or at least they don't have the
So
emotions
they do
that
the
people can read.
HK-47 thing.
Yes, so they basically announce their emotions for other sentient races because they usually prove like minuscule body language and sense, but obviously other races are not tuned to this, so they have to announce it. And Hainars always speak very, very eloquently, and they're also talking in third person, basically.
That's great. That's so great. But yes, we need to figure out what to do next or what to do tomorrow because.
Well, I could probably set up this little thingy. You know,
What little thingy?
that little story to GM it or something. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I feel like being part of a story that's not optimistic.
I know.
We've got the setting that I've been working on. We can use that, but that would be Pathfinder or 5e.
Yes, I wouldn't mind actually checking it out.
We could do something Numenera, but then I'd have to set something up for you guys to do.
I don't mind doing 5e. You know, if everybody's cool with that.
It'll be interesting to try it out.
Okay. I'll throw something together. I'll just put some things together. We'd have to talk about my setting. I think I'm going to stop the recording for now because we're going way off track. Bada bing, bada
Sure,
boom.
go
Say
ahead.
goodbye, everyone. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
And none from Rago. That's what you get with an inability for pleasant social activity.